Okay, so let's start. Good morning, everyone. How are you today?
Good morning, teacher.
Oh, what's my name? You forgot?
ชื่ออะไรคะจำได้ไหมไม่ต้องพิมพ์ชื่อมาในแชทรูปแค่เปลี่ยนชื่อซูมก็พอคือถาม
What's my name?
คุณค
Teacher
รูครับ
handsome.
คุณครูครับคุณครูไม่ต้องสงสัย เพราะว่าหนูเปลี่ยนชื่อให้เต็มอันดารัชตะแพงมา4/2 เห็นข้างล่างไหม
เปลี่ยนชื่อแบบนั้นแหละ
Okay.
ไม่ต้องพิมพ์มาในแชทนะคะ
So again, what's my name? Teacher?
Okay.
Oh, very good, Paipa. Still remember my name. Okay. So last week we talked about the parts of a plant, right? Can you still remember? Oh wait, by the way, get your science book and open it on page 2.
เปิดscience ที่หน้า2นะคะ วันนี้เรื่องส่วนต่างๆของคือส่วนประกอบของหน้า2ค่ะ
So we will review the first parts of the plant. So first, we will, or you will see these words, and I think most of you didn't remember or don't know these words. So teacher Namwa will explain it to you the meaning of them.
ก่อนที่เราจะมาเริ่มเรียนนะคะ เดี๋ยวขอแนะนำคำศัพท์หนึ่งเนาะที่เราจะเรียนเพราะว่าคำศัพท์ค่อนข้างยากเนาะที่ทีเชอร์มิกซ์มานะคะคำแรก อันนี้ไม่ยากเท่าไหร่ plant พืช plant พืชนะคะ root แปลว่าราก
Taproot,
รากแก้วค่ะ
fibrous or fibrous,
fibrous root รากฝอย stem ก้าน
herbaceous,
herbaceous stem ลำต้นที่ไม่มีเนื้อไม้ woody stem ลำต้นที่มีเนื้อไม้
xylem,
Xylem เนื้อไม้
phloem,
pollen ใยเปลือกหรือว่าท่อลำเลียงอาหารของพืชนะคะ leaf ก็ใบ
photosynthesis,
photosynthesis การสังเคราะห์แสงของพืชค่ะมีใครอยากแคปไหม5 4 3 2 1ถัดไปค่ะ
chlorophyll,
chlorophyll ก็คือ chlorophyll เนาะ
stomata,
stomata คือปากใบค่ะ
transpiration,
transpiration คือการคายน้ำของพืช flower ก็ดอกไม้นะคะ
pollination,
pollination คือการผสมเกสรดอกไม้ค่ะ
nectar,
nectar คือน้ำหวานจากเกสรดอกไม้ petals คือกลีบดอกไม้
sepal,
sepals คือกลีบเลี้ยงที่อยู่ส่วนนอกสุดของ pistil คือเกสรตัวเมีย
stigma,
stigma คือยอดเกสรตัวเมีย
style,
และ style ก้านชูเกสรตัวเมียค่ะ
ovule,
ovule คือโครงสร้างภายในรังไข่ของพืชดอก
ovary,
ovary คือรังไข่ค่ะ
stamen,
stamen คือเกสรตัวผู้
anther,
anther กลุ่มเกสรตัวผู้
filament,
filament ก้านชูอักละอองเรนู
fertilization,
fertilization การปฏิสนธิ
roots,
root คือผล
seed,
seed เมล็ด
disperse,
disperse การขยายพันธุ์
and reproduction.
และคำสุดท้าย reproduction คือการสืบพันธุ์ในพืชค่ะโอเค
Okay? But okay, Paipa?
ครับ
Many words?
ถ้าเรารู้ความหมายของแต่ละคำแล้วเราจะได้เรียนเข้าใจมากขึ้นนะคะ
Okay. Don't write on the screen.
หน้า2ค่ะ
Okay. The first, parts of the plants or parts of plants. What are the 5 main parts of a plant? Can you tell me? What are the five, or what are those five?
flower
The flower,
flower
leaf,
flower fruit leaf stem root
okay, this one is leaf, not left. Okay, leaf.
leaf,
แกนกลางดอกไม้มันมาจากเมล็ดมันมาจากแกนกลางของดอกไม้
Okay.
อย่างเช่นแอปเปิลน่ะมีเม็ดเราสงสัยว่ามันจากไหน
Anda, you speak English.
ต้องพูด
ที่เราสอนแล้วอะ
ภาษาอังกฤษเท่านั้นค่ะ
English.
English only ค่ะ
Alright. So first, root. The part of a plant that grows down into the earth to get water and food and holds the plant firm in the ground. Okay? So roots are always under the ground. Okay, so there are two types of roots.
okay.
We have the top root and the
Taproot
fibrous
and
root.
big
Fibrous, okay? So top root, it has one main root only. It is long and thick root. Okay, like the carrot. The fibrous root, it has no single root larger than any other. Okay, so they are like many thin roots. Next, stem is the stalk that supports the leaf, flower, or fruit. It is the main body of the portion of a tree, shrub, or other plant, which is above ground. Okay, it is the main body of our plant, of the plant. So two kinds of stems. We have the herbaceous and then the woody stems. The stems with herbaceous stems are soft and green. Okay? Example of it is a banana tree. Okay? Banana tree is a herbaceous stem because it is soft. Who's talking? Okay, next. We have the woody stems. Stems are hard, rigid, and woody, like the mango tree. Okay. Next. Xylem and phloem. These are the parts of the stem. So xylem, it transports water and minerals from the roots to the leaves. And phloem transports food from the leaves to the rest of the plants. Okay? Next, leaf or leaves. A flattened structure of a higher plant, typically green and blade-like, that is attached to a stem directly or via stalk. Leaves are the main organs of photosynthesis and transpiration. So how the plants get their food? Using the photosynthesis and the transpiration of the leaf or leaves. The photosynthesis, it is the process by which green plants and some other organisms use sunlight to synthesize foods from carbon dioxide and water. Photosynthesis in plants generally involves the green pigment, chlorophyll, and generates oxygen as a byproduct. So if you look at this diagram or this picture, you can see that there is sun, right? So the light energy from the sun using or by photosynthesis, the plant will make their own food, or the plants will make their own food. Then after that, it will okay, sorry. And then after that, The carbon dioxide will get, and then after that, it will turn into oxygen. Okay, the plants will get the carbon dioxide in our air and turn them into oxygen as the byproduct or in exchange. Next, what is photosynthesis? It is the process by which plants make food from the sunlight. Photo means from the Greek word for light, and synthesis or putting together. Okay, so water plus carbon dioxide, light and chlorophyll, and glucose plus oxygen. This one or this diagram will make the photosynthesis. Okay, so they will make, the plant will make their own food using this. Next, chlorophyll, a green pigment present in all green plants. It allows the leaves to trap the light energy from the sun. Usually, or we can see the chlorophyll under, okay, under each leaf. But we cannot see it in our naked eyes. We have to use what? We have to use the microscope. So stomata, pores in a leaf mostly on the undersurface or surface. Each pore is surrounded by a pair of guard cells. So these are, or this is the guard cell. Guard cells can change shape to open or close stoma. Okay, if the stoma is open, what is that? It has the sunlight or no sunlight? Oh. If the stoma or stomata is open, what is that? It has the
Have a sunlight.
Okay. How about the guard cell? If the guard cell is closed?
Don't have a sunlight.
Okay, very good. So transpiration is the evaporation of water at the surfaces of the spongy mesophyll cells in leaves, followed by a loss of water vapor through the stomata. So from the root going up to the stem and then going out to the leaves, it is called transpiration. Okay, they release the water vapor here. Next, okay, flowers. Flowers are the reproductive parts of flowering plants. They are also referred to as the most colorful and attractive part of a plant. Do you agree? Oh, you agree, Paipa. Flowers are also called the bloom or blossom of a plant. Do you think flowers are beautiful? Huh? Do you think flowers are beautiful? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Who said no? Who said no?
No.
Anda, flowers are not beautiful?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Yes.
Paipa and then Anda.
I
You
don't
don't
like
like flowers?
flowers.
Oh, you don't like
I'm not like
flowers?
flower. MCB it it
It has bee. It has bees, okay? So, what are the function of flowers? First, it is used for reproduction, okay, to make them more. It attracts insects and other animals in prior to pollination. And flower produces nectar. What is nectar again? It is the sugar or the sweet that they can get to make their food. Then pollination, what is that? Okay, so pollination is
การผสมเกสรดอกไม้ค่ะ nectar คือน้ำหวานจากดอกไม้
ขณะนี้นะคะทางทีมแพทย์และทางจังหวัดนั้นยังคงขอความร่วมมือกับประชาชนในการเคร่งครัดต่อมาตรการส่วนบุคคลช่วยกันลดโควิดได้ค่ะนั่นก็คือการสวมใส่หน้ากากอนามัยนะคะทั้งเมื่ออยู่ภายในบ้านพักและออกนอกบ้านการเว้นระยะ
engineering. So it has parts of a flower. So we have here the stamen,
โอ้ย
anther,
นี่
filament,
แล้ว
petal, sepal, pedicel, receptacle, stigma, style, ovary, ovule, and
เขา
pistil.
เรียกว่าเป็นตัวแม่ตรงกลาง แล้วข้างในนี้ก็เป็นเม็ด
English,
เชื่อฟังเป็นภาษาไทยไม่ได้ค่ะพูดภาษาอังกฤษอยู่
Japanese,
ภาษาญี่ปุ่น
okay. So first two parts of a flower are petals and sepals. These are the outer or outside part of a flower. So as you can see, sepal is the green part or the one that holds the petals, the one that holds the flower. The green thing or this green part is the sepal, and then the colorful part is the petal. All right. The petals attracts the insect and birds with their bright colors. So all petals have bright colors. Okay, it can be green, pink, red, orange, blue, violet. Sepals, special type of leaves that protects the flower when it is still a bud. What is bud? Like this, not yet blue. Next. Bud. Huge.
ปัดคือช่อค่ะ ตรงเนี้ย
One.
ช่อเนาะหน่ออ่ะเขาเรียกว่าอะไรหน่อ
Still close.
ต้นอ่อน
Next. This is the parts of a male flower. So in a flower, it has male and female. Okay, it has like man and woman for the flower. So the parts of a male flower, it has three. We have the stamen, the anther, and then the filament. If you look at this picture, stamen is this, okay, like the tiny stick together with the anther and then the filament. So anther produces pollen grains here. This pollen grain, if it has the pollination, it will reproduce to another plant. Okay, if they meet the female plant. Filament, it supports the anther. Okay, just like the stem. Next, parts of a female flower, it has 5. We call it pistil, stigma, style, ovule, and ovary. Pistil, the female part of the flower, made up of stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma, it has a sticky surface. It has a sticky surface to collect pollen grains here. So if the anther blown by the wind, it will go to the stigma or gets inside the stigma, going to the to the ovule. Okay? And then after that, it will turn into seed. And then that seed is like the baby. Okay? So, style holds the stigma upright so that it can easily collect pollen grains. So this is the stigma, the opening. Okay? Ovule contains egg for reproduction. Ovary contains the ovules and becomes the fruit after fertilization. If the anther goes inside here, it will pollinate. Okay? If it is pollinated, the ovule or the ovary will make or will reproduce the fruit or the seed. And after that, after the fertilization, that seed will become fruit. So there are kinds of flowers that has both male and female parts. So if it has both male and female parts, they are called complete flower. So like rose flower and then the lily flower, they have both. So they can reproduce as fast as they can, or they can reproduce easily. Next, incomplete flower. It means it lacks either male and female parts. So if you can see this picture, the squash and then the cornflower, they have only the male part, of a flower. So they don't have the female part, so they cannot pollinate. So here, do you know what is the biggest or the largest bloom or flower blooms in the world? The largest bloom flower. One. It is called the Rafflesia arnoldi. Yes, this is a rare flower and is found in the forest or rainforest of Indonesia. It can grow by 3 feet across and weigh up to 15 pounds. 15 pounds is like 7 kilos. Okay, so one flower only has 15 kilos or is 15 kilos. One flower only, 15 kilos. And then it can grow into 3 feet. 3 feet or 1 meter or bigger than that. No. Blooms only. Next, this is the pollination. Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from the male parts of a flower to the female part of a flower. Most flowers are brightly colored to attract animals such as birds and insects, which help the plants pollinate. Some flowers use strong scents to attract animals for pollination. If you look at these videos, look at the bees. They get the anther and then move it to the ovule or to the stigma of the flower. So from male, they will move to the female flower to help the flowers reproduce. Look here. Look at this butterfly. The butterfly will get, oh, sure. So look at this flower one. The flower one is the male flower. And then after that, the butterfly will move to the flower two to help them reproduce or to help them pollinate. Some flowers are not colored or not colorful. They may rely on wind instead of animals for pollination. because animals and insects and other animals help the colorful flowers to pollinate or to reproduce. But some non-colored plants like dandelion, they use the wind or they rely on the wind. Like this, look at the dandelion. They will reproduce only when they are blown by the wind. Let's watch this video. And fertilization.
ไม่มีเสียงเลย
Sound?
ไม่ได้ยิน
ไม่
เสียง
มี
นะคะ
เสียงค่ะ
ไม่ได้ยินเลยค่ะ
งั้นทุกคนมิวก่อน
เสียง
เอาใหม่
ครั
นะ
บ
เอาใหม่นะ
ไม่ได้ยิน
มิวตั้งใจฟังแบบ
ไม่ได้ยินเสียงครับ
ไม่ได้ยินครับ ไม่ได้ยินค่ะ
Oh,
ไม่ได้ยินครับ
what sound?
ไม่ได้ยินค่ะ
พอดีเปิดวิดีโอแล้วเด็ก
What sound?
ไม่ได้ยินเลย
Okay, it's okay.
เอาใหม่รอบ
We will learn about pollination
Okay,
ได้ยิน
and fertilization in plants. So let's start. We learned that all living beings reproduce. That is, all living things give birth to the same kind. And similarly, plants too reproduce their own kind. And most of the plants reproduce through seeds. That is, they produce seeds, which when it germinates and produces a new plant. Let's see how these seeds are produced. We learned the structure of a flower in our last assignment. This is pedicel, which is a green color stalk. Then this broader part is a receptacle, and all other parts are arranged in 4 whorls. Way has thousands to clear the core basics of these subjects. The first whorl is of green sepals. Second is colorful petals. Third is stamens, which is the male reproductive part. Fourth is carpel or pistil, which is the female reproductive part. Stamen consists of a long stalk called filament and a swollen head called anther. Stamen consists of a long stalk called filament and a swollen head called anther. Third is carpel or pistil, swollen head called anther.
Okay, so if you look at this part, the filament is long, right? So this filament serves like stem. Okay, it is the same like the stem of a plant.
Anther. It consists of numerous very small pollens, which are male.
Okay, so these pollens, when they get blown or transferred using the animals or by the animals, and then they will go to the female reproductive of plants, that pollination will turn or produce seed.
Reproductive cells. Pistil consists of a sticky
this is the
structure
female,
called
the female
stigma
reproductive.
attached to a long tube-like structure called style, and style ends in a swollen part called ovary. And this ovary contains the female reproductive cells, ovules. When pollens from the anther of stamen joins with the ovules present in the ovary, we call it fertilization. Let's revise. When pollens from the anther of stamen joins with the ovules present in the ovary, it is called fertilization. And fertilization forms the seeds inside the ovary. And after fertilization, this ovary changes into a fruit. That's why seeds are there inside the fruit. Now let's see what is pollination. Pollination is a process by which pollen is transferred from the anther, that is, the male part, to the stigma, which is the female part of the plant, thereby enabling the fertilization and reproduction in turn. Now let's see how pollination occurs or how pollens reach stigma. There are various ways. How do pollens reach the stigma? Flowers have bright petals and strong fragrance that attract insects and other animals. Also, flowers have thin, nutritious honey-like liquids called nectar inside of them that acts as food for many insects. Butterflies, bees, and many other insects feed on the nectar. So they visit the flower to suck nectar. While sucking nectar from the flowers, they are in no way harmed by the insects. Insects feed on the nectar present in the flowers. On map, these subjects gets attached to the pollens from the anther gets attached to the body of the insects. And when these insects visit some other flower for nectar, pollens get to the sticky top of the pistils, and by the way of long tubes called style. Pollens reach the ovary where ovules are present, and fertilization occurs, leading to the formation of seeds. So this process of pollens reaching the sticky tops of pistils is called pollination. And pollens may reach to the stigma of the same flower or stigma of different flowers. When pollens reach the stigma of the same flower, it is called self-pollination. And when pollens reach the stigma of different flowers of the same kind, it's called cross-pollination. So kids, we now know what is fertilization and what is pollination. Now we will learn about different agents of pollination. Insects like bees, butterflies, beetles, etc. are the main agents of pollination. Birds and mammals too pollinate some flowers. Wind also acts as an agent of pollination. Water too acts as an agent of pollination. So kids, today we learned about fertilization and pollination. Now go ahead and take a quiz to learn more.
Did you get it? Did you understand? Yes or no?
Okay.
Okay. How about the others? Okay, not okay.
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 The next, what are the functions of fruit? Of fruits. So the fertilized ovules develops into a seed, while the ovary develops into a fruit. Some seeds have only one seed, while the other fruits have many seeds. Okay, so this one, the fruit helps to protect the seed inside. And then some fruits have only one seed, while the others have many. Look at this picture, like the avocado, right? How many seeds can you see? In the avocado, how many seeds can you see?
One.
One. How about from the papaya? How many seeds?
Many.
Many. Okay. So these are the different kinds of fruits or the seeds that has inside the roots. Okay. Fruits help to protect the seeds from the environment while the seed develop. Fruits also help disperse seed to the areas far away from the parent plants. Sweet and juicy fruit attracts animals such as monkeys and birds, which bring the seeds to new areas. Okay, so the animals help to disperse the seeds or to move the seeds from one place to another. Okay, example. Look at this picture. This monkey has the orange, right? And then after that, the monkey will not eat the seeds. So they will just throw them away. And then that seed, when they goes under the ground or the soil, they will turn into another orange tree. You understand? Understand? One more? Oh.
ถ้าเมล็ดของผลไม้ตกลงที่พื้นดินจะเกิดอะไรขึ้น
นั่นก็มีเหรอ
ถ้าเมล็ดของผลไม้ตกไปที่พื้นดินจะเกิดอะไรขึ้นคะ
Okay, so again.
Seed will put a plant up.
จะเกิดต้นส้มอีกต้นหนึ่งเนาะอย่างเช่นที่คุณเชื่อยกตัวอย่างว่าถ้าลิงกินส้มลิงมันไม่กินเม็ดส้มมันจะคายออกนะคะถ้าเม็ดส้มมันตกลงที่พื้นดินมันจะเกิดต้นส้มอีกหลายๆต้นเนาะ
Okay, so if you look at this video, this monkey is eating what?
Orange.
Orange. Okay, so this monkey will not eat the seeds from the orange. So if they don't eat this or the seeds, they will throw them. If they throw them, the seeds will go to the ground or to the soil. And then that seed will turn into another tree. Right? Yes, another orange tree. Understand?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So animals like monkeys, birds, and other animals that can eat fruit. So they help the seeds or the fruit to disperse. Okay. Next, other fruits may be dispersed by wind, water, or the splitting of the fruit. So these are the list of plants that can be dispersed by the wind, animals, water, and by bursting or by what? By splitting. So we have here the milkweed, the dandelion, the maple, the beggar ticks, sunbird, blackberry, lotus, cattail, coconut, violet, weed, and witch hazel. So by the wind, dispersed by the wind are milkweed, dandelion, and maple. So they get blown by the wind. By animals, we have the beggar ticks, sunbird, and blackberry. We have also the apple here. Apple, the orange, the bananas. Okay. Next, by water. We have here the lotus. You know lotus? The one that you can see floating on top of water. Floating on water. And then the cattail. And then the coconut. And by bursting or by splitting are the violets, weed, and witch hazel. Understand? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So okay. So next week we will discuss this again, and then we have to answer this because it's yes. So for now, I will give you homework. Your homework is to read from page 2 to page 14.
เดี๋ยววันนี้ก็ขอจบลงเพียงเท่านี้ก่อนนะคะแล้วครั้งหน้าจะมาพูดเรื่องนี้ต่อเนาะแล้วก็การบ้านนะคะทีเชอร์ให้อ่านหน้า2 ถึงหน้า 14ในหนังสือนะคะวันนี้ยังไม่มีเขียนเดี๋ยวเราจะทำอย่าเพิ่งถ่ายรูปก่อน
Not yet.
เอาฟังให้จบก่อนลูกครั้งหน้าเดี๋ยวเราจะ
ถ่ายรูป
ครั้งหน้าเดี๋ยวเราจะมาทำการอ่านต่อนะคะ
โชว์ไป
โอเคตอนนี้การบ้านให้อ่านหน้า2 ถึง
ถ่าย
14
รูป
2
ถ่ายก็ได้
การบ้านอ่านหน้า2 ถึง 14 ลูกเปิดกล้องนี้เปิดกล้องค่ะทุกคน
Turn on your cameras.
เปิดกล้องค่ะ
บ๊ายบาย
ยิ้มหวานๆอย่าเพิ่งชีส
Turn on your cameras.
ชีสอีกรูปนะคะ
Turn on your cameras.
บ๊ายบาย
อีกรูปหนึ่ง1 2
กูตาชีเชอ
Oh.
Thank you
Thank you. Good boy. See you next week.
Chơi bye, bữa nôn cần nè. Chơi, mình
Cho em phiêu. Hà Pha thôi đây cùng mày. I miss you.
Hi Pia, good at work. โยมยิ้มหน่อยโยมยิ้มหวานๆหน่อยค่ะ1 2 3 ว์ตุ๊กตาด้วยโชว์ตุ๊กตาด้วย
บายบาย
Ay, kapatid mo.
ดิเชอร์นอนแล้วนะ I'm sleeping I'm sleeping
Wow.
บาย
Bye. I'm gonna stop.
bye see you in next